You're watching the Independent Doctors of Pahrump, and today we have from the Independent Doctors, Ranae Goedhardt. She's a nurse practitioner, and we're just talking. She came into the show at the last minute. Dr. Savron, as you remember, we were going to have him come out and continue to talk about diets this week, but he had decided, didn't decide, somebody else decided for him, that he had to stay in Las Vegas for a medical situation that was needed, so he couldn't make it back, but he did say he's going to continue to that subject that we talked about last week in regards to diets, and it will be really important. On the other side of the hill tomorrow, we restart the commission meetings on dot 3, so you'll be able to watch the Nye County Commissioner meetings live once again, which is really cool because of our good friends over at Jim Marsh. He has taken on the responsibility of sponsoring the shows so that it will happen. So that starts tomorrow at 10 a.m. But back to the show now, we're just talking about different medical things and, of course, what's going on in the medical industry. And Ranae, I mean, obviously today is the last day for filing for those people looking to get on this Obamacare situation. What's the buzz in the office about this? Are you hearing a lot of information from the vendors who serve you and what you can do, and of course the insurance companies, what you can and what you can't do?
Not hearing so much from the insurance companies. I think they're still working out what we can and can't do. I don't think they know themselves. Most of my feedback is coming from frustrated patients who have been trying to sign up for the Obamacare.
What are they saying?
So,
what do you hear about it?
I'm hearing that the website kicks them off. When they call, there's delays in answering the phone and getting information. A lot of them think they're signed up, and they're told the beginning of the month that they're good to go, but they come in the office and we run the eligibility and they are still not eligible. And it's a huge frustration for these people because we have a lot of people that haven't had insurance for a long time, and they've really been looking forward to having insurance and getting some things that may have been deferred until this point, and they're still receiving error messages and have to kind of start over with the application process again, and it's very frustrating for them.
Gotcha. If we can go ahead and take my screen right here, we have people are following along at home on Facebook, and I think you have the capability of doing that right now. Do you see it? There you go. Okay, go ahead and take that name super out of there. Here's a couple people that have a few things to say to you. Carrie, right down here at the bottom, let me kind of scroll down a little bit there. Carrie basically says, yeah, Ranae, love her. Make the call, friends. You'll be more than satisfied with the one-on-one times and fantastic from a fantastic registered nurse practitioner. So fan there. Okay. So somebody likes you. Amy Nilsson also said, ask the doctor associated with the local hospitals or any hospital. I don't know what that means. If you can clarify that at home, because I don't understand what you're asking me to ask the doctor there. But let's see here. Are the doctors associated with, yeah, it's the same thing. I don't quite, she's asking a question, but she's not wording it to my understanding very well. Kind of cool though. But this is on Local Pahrump. This is our local Facebook, which is monitored here at the TV station, and kind of cool there. So, Ranae, how long have you been in Pahrump, and how long have you been over here at the office?
Well, I've been in Nye County since 1997. Started practicing out in Beatty and Amargosa, and then came into Pahrump. I think it was the year 2000 or 2001. So I've been in local Pahrump.
And you're a registered nurse, right?
I am a registered nurse and an APRN, which is Advanced Practice Registered Nurse.
Have you ever worked in the registry for nurses in Vegas or in LA or any place like that? If, you know,
I've been a registered nurse in Michigan. When I moved out to Nevada, I worked in home health for a short time while I was going to nurse practitioner school, getting my master's degree.
Gotcha.
So I lived in Amargosa at that point and drove into Vegas to UNLV. And Worked as a home health nurse, which was easier to work around my hours.
Gotcha. Okay, so Amy has clarified what she means now. She says, usually if the doctor is not associated with the hospital, they cannot admit you. Is that so? Then a person can pay the whole bill. I don't understand that. Do you understand that question? I don't understand the second part of it. The first part of it, can you admit people to the hospital?
We generally don't admit people to the hospital. They generally go in through the emergency room, are evaluated, and usually a hospitalist takes over. So at this point, kind of the medical field is kind of changed in that we don't do rounds in a hospital anymore. We kind of transfer care to a hospitalist who works within the hospital setting, and then they transfer them back to us once the patient is discharged from the hospital.
Mm-hmm. Very good. If somebody was in your building and you're treating them, you just call the ambulance, have them come and take them to.
Or we can call the hospital and tell them we're sending them over, and they can go by car.
Yeah, so you have access to me
Yeah.
to that. Yeah, right, gotcha. All right. In the medical industry, what's going on today that they're doing that's different than before Obamacare? Is there anything that really stands out to you that you're seeing difference in care?
Difference in care, I think it's probably just the cost to the patient. You
Right.
just see their monthly out-of-pocket costs go up just for the plan that they had. Just their co-pays, their medications, all those kinds of things have gone up for them. As far as the care, we're trying on our end to keep, them getting the best care that's out there. So.
Gotcha. Right. And you're doing a pretty good job with that, I understand, because you guys are over there every day talking to people, and we're getting a lot of good reports here on Facebook, right? Yep.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, there you go. So you folks got together, you and Reiner, Savron, a few others. You talked about doing such a show like this. Tell me why. I mean, what benefit that you guys discussed in doing this? Did you have some ideas of how you can communicate to people more, or how would you like to use this show to do that?
Yeah, I think patients are just hungry for education. If we can educate our patients on, any of their medical issues, that's great. And sometimes, in the office setting, it's, we're talking more medications and this and that. And maybe, like you said, Dr. Savron talking about diets and something more in depth. Something like this allows us to get more in depth with a topic than you may not be able to do always in the office setting.
Gotcha. Well, we got a caller. Their name is Terry. You want to take a call?
Sure.
Okay, we'll go ahead and bring the caller up. And Terry, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, very good. And go ahead and ask Ranae your question.
Hi. I just want to know everything I hear about. I'm not really into this politics or anything. I don't really follow too much of it, but all I keep hearing is with the Obamacare, everyone's medical, and I feel bad for those that their medical is rising, their meds and all this. But there's a lot of population in Pahrump that are unfortunate, and because of Obama, we all get to get medical that people have. I haven't seen a doctor for 10 years, and I mean, granted, I'm not saying he's the best of the best, but thanks to him, there's those that are unfortunate that finally get to go and do things that have been needed to be done. How come that's never mentioned? All we hear about is the people that their meds went up or their, everything costs more for them.
So what was the exact question? I got a statement out of that, but I didn't get a question out of that. It's on delay.
I guess it was maybe more of a statement. I'm watching myself listening to you guys on TV, so I've never done this before, but that's all I keep hearing is how everything gone up instead of, thanks to Obama, we have medical.
And this is, I don't want to get too much into my own personal opinion on this, but this is what I've seen and what I'm kind of figuring out myself. And it just seems like it's a mess. You're getting less care, you're getting more expenses, you're getting more corporate mandate on yourself to follow a procedure or a policy that has been put in place that is not beneficial to me. To me, I just see that I'm providing for a corporation to be in business more, but I don't see this really helping the people. And I just see that there's more expenses going out there. I'm not seeing more medical care. It just seems like this is like a lose-lose. More money, less care, and more confusion. You know, and they say things are going to get better, but, you know, why don't they get better first and then introduce something?
Right.
This is just what I'm seeing.
We needed real health care reform. We didn't need just some insurance plans thrown out there.
Exactly.
Like the caller said, though, we have seen with the expansion of the Medicaid guidelines, you know, welcoming a few more people that didn't qualify before. We do have some people, like she said, the needy people in Pahrump that didn't quite make the Medicaid guidelines before. They are able now to get care, and they are doing some of those things that, like she said, after 10 years she hasn't had care. Now they're coming into the office and getting their well women exams and their mammograms and blood work and some of those things checked for the first time in a long time. So you know.
Well, let's talk about that. We're going to go to commercial, and as soon as we come back from commercial break, we're going to talk about those and a lot more. The call line is 727-8750. I'm also following local Pahrump, so if you'd like to do something on local Pahrump and not ask the call in, you can do that as well. We'll be right back.